away tickets towards the end of the game. So if you are in Joburg and you have not gotten yourself a ticket but you want to go to the game, well, maybe this is your lucky day, because hey, Utemba, one of our members, a close friend of mine, was supposed to go to the stadium, but then something came up and now he can't go to the stadium. So I was like, hey, can you just give these tickets to the people of Coast Nation Fan TV? So shout out to you, Temba, for that gesture. And now people will get to win the tickets. So just stay until the end of the video if you want to win that, because we'll do the giveaway of the tickets at the end of the video. Now that we have put that away for a second, let's fix the kit that I'm wearing pre-match, because, well, we are ready. Now, let's talk about the game itself, right? And look at the fact that Chiefs as a team are not pound for pound. Yes, Lona. So Chiefs pound for pound versus Mamelodi Sundowns. You look at their players, you're like, Ronan Williams is better than the goalkeeper that we have. Then you look at the right back, they have Umta, we have Frosler, left back, Cross Tiwani, and you just look all over the pitch. Most of their players are better than ours. But remember, football is not just played by who is there, but it's also played by the systems that are there, right? So the fact that the Chiefs are a team who have a good system right now, then you can trust and look at that and say, oh yeah, they can actually do something. So that is exactly what we are looking at today. We're looking at how Kaizer Chiefs can beat Mamelodi Sundowns in this game. And yeah. If you are one of those who wants to say, you are giving away the game plan, I'm not giving away nothing. Yeah, so we are going to talk about that. About Atenkosi are joining, everyone is joining. I'm realizing now that a lot of people are joining and they do not know what I said beginning of the video. So I said towards the end of the video, there's going to be a giveaway of 2 tickets specifically for people who are in Joburg, because I will then send those tickets to those people. They have been brought to us by Utemba Shezi, one of our member here on the channel and a close friend as well. So yeah, we're going to give the tickets away towards the end of the video. I will just tell you what to do, and then you'll be able to win those tickets. Now, let's talk about how Sundowns will play, right? Let's not look at the game from Chiefs' perspective, but let's look at it from Sundowns' perspective, because everyone is expecting Sundowns to attack Chiefs. And are they gonna do that? You bet they're gonna do it, right? They are definitely gonna do it. And the main person that everyone is scared of, including me, is Lucas Ribeiro Costa, right? Everyone is just scared of Ribeiro Costa because there is a reason, because he's just so silk. And I think Sundowns did not buy that guy just for vibes. They bought him specifically to actually replace Umshishi, and he is looking like he's going to be that replacement. The problem for them, if you are thinking long term, is will they be able to keep him though from going to Europe, because he's 26 and it's still a situation where he can leave them. But for now, he's like their Tembazwane. He's not at the level of Tembazwane, but he's almost as good. If Tembazwane is at if Tembazwane is a 9 out of 10, then Ribeiro is like a 7 out of 10. That every game, you know, is going to give you a good game. But the thing is, Ribeiro Costa doesn't play alone, right? Because as much as all the fears might be coming from the fact that Nabi, how are you going to stop Costa? You don't have to stop Costa. You have to stop the people who play with Costa, right? Because I saw in the previous game, Nabi did the very good thing, and the only time where we allowed Costa to get the ball, we ended up being punished because he scored. Because that's what he does every week. So the key here will not be trying to man mark Ribeiro Costa. The key here would be to make sure that he does not get the ball at all. And I'm not talking about Ukuta Simkape and everything. Useluleke is saying like the video, Ngtatum Sevens got played now. So I think in Indabila Picteni, how is Sundowns going to line up? Because if we look at their lineup and not talk about Chiefs, you will see that Sundowns will be starting. Let's talk from the perspective of Sundowns. Obviously, Ronwen Williams is back from the awards. A right back. That is where it gets interesting really quick. Coach with Sundowns seems like he prefers Umrena. He will only play Umtau seemingly when he sees it fit to play him, funny enough. And I will not be surprised if he plays them both, because in that game when we brought on Utupri, he took off Utiwani and then brought on Umtau, and then he made Utapelo Mrena play left back. So there is that possibility, because they know that each Chiefs will be trying to hit them on counters. So you could see a possibility of Tiwani actually being benched in favor of Umtau playing right back and then Umrena playing left back. Because also Umrena, he is played as a winger at Bafana, so he knows how to cut in, he knows how to attack space as well. So there is going to be a lot of chess moves by Umniti. And his centre back pairing, he's still going to stick with Ukran Kekana no Lebusa, because it's clear that he prefers Ulebusa and he's going to still play Ulebusa no Kran Kekana. There is a shout of a possibility of Ukran Kekana possibly being benched. Ne? Why am I saying this? Because Ulebusa is tall, and Ukran Kekana did get bullied by Uranga in that other game. So they might think it would be a good idea for them to play Umvala, who's also going to be just as physical if Ranga tries to do that. And in midfield, Ukutse is loved, and that is where I think Sundowns might actually end up dropping Alende in favor of Uteboho Mkwena, because the other thing is, if Chiefs is compact enough and they are trying to stop Sundowns from playing, then they will think Mkwena would be good enough for long range shots from afar. And also the physicality in midfield as well, because the Chiefs will have Uplom and he's going to be rather physical. And depending on how the coach thinks, he might just play Umart, which we've talked about. But he will want to play Mkwena. It's a big game, and Alende is, as Pirates said in that final when they played against them in the Telkom knockout, that Alende is a bit lazy sometimes. So you know that Mkwena is going to give you more in terms of offensive display. And then also the last player who's going to play in that midfield could be, it could be them bringing back either Umkhulise, because also bayathanda ukudlalisa how Ulebohang Mabue, they've been playing him, but also I saw him not being effective in that previous game. So I think coach might end up actually not playing Mabue there, and that's how Allende might come in. But Allende, it depends. Do they think they will have more of the ball and they won't be marking? Because Umabue Nomkhulise at Sundowns are like that sort of the legs, but they can also play the ball, they can also go forward. But Allende is just better in terms of keeping position and all of that. So that's a decision that Umniti has to make, but I think it will go with Allende. And then up front, obviously, we saw Ugutu Matthews got injured in the last game. I do not know. I've not heard anything. Uguti, is he back? Has he recovered? So if he's not there, then we still know that Ureinas will play as their number 9, and then the Danger Man Uripero will play as their right winger. Which then brings the question, who are they going to actually play in that left wing position? Because I'm trying to look at all of their players, man, and I'm like, who at Sundowns can come in and play as a left winger? And Ukodi Sang, they've not seemed like they are favoring him that much. So I do not know, man. I do not know Uguti Sundowns, what are they planning to do? Because one thing that has been clear with Sundowns so far this season is that they really do favor who's this guy, Matthews, over anyone in that position. But there's also an outside shout for Sundowns to actually play Ureinas as a winger and play Ushalulile as a 9. Because in the previous game, after a long time, Ushalulile scored a brace. So they might think this would be a good time for him to do that and have two finishers up front. Because the other thing that tends to happen with the Sundowns, if Umrena is overlapping and giving them width on the right side, and then Uripero is just a free person in midfield, and then they're having maybe I'm counting Motiba on purpose, because sometimes they bring him on as an impact player. So that's why I said Alende, Mkwena and Kutse. So if they have Utiwan who's playing on the left, he's giving them width on the left, and then on the right it's Mrena giving them width. Then they can have Urena still inverting and cutting in rather, and becoming a second number 9 alongside Ushalulile. In that way, they have two finishers in the ground and a right behind them, then they have Ripero just drifting, either combining with Umrena on the right or combining with Umfana Luagatiwane on the left. So I could see them playing Reyners and Shalulile at the same time because, well, he is on the confidence boost, Lomfanalo. So it's gonna be interesting. But now, having counted all of that, is it me just twerking for Sundowns by saying all of these things? No, it's to say all of these players have their own weaknesses. Like at the back, whether it's Umvala or whoever, if they're playing Umvala at the back, the advantage that they have is the fact that they have a physical presence of Umvala. But the disadvantage that they have is that if they're trying to play out from the back, he's not the most comfortable player on the ball. So we can press him. That's great. They have Ulebusa or they have Ukekana. It doesn't matter who they play. At the end of the day, they are not the quickest of players. So we can exploit that space behind them with our runners, because Utuba, if he runs, Uranga also has some pace on him. There's also Umdu will show up somewhere somehow and be there. And the fact that Umrena or even Umtao himself might be overlapping, it will also allow Sereno to exploit that space if he gets the ball. I just want to stop and say I hope the coach had a conversation with Sereno, because the thing is, the thing with who's this guy? The thing with Sereno is that even in the previous game, he did look like he was trying too hard, right? He looked like he was just trying to prove to Sundowns, good, I can hurt you, I am good, you made a mistake by letting me go and all of that stuff. We don't want none of that, and I hope that he does not come with that mentality. And secondly, I do not want Sereno, because he's a brilliant player for us. I do not want him having a situation whereby his very short fuse, we know this, ending up being fried by Sundowns, because they will be trying to get that. Just a reminder, towards the end of this video, which will be in the next 18 minutes, I will be giving away 2 tickets, as Utemba has sponsored 2 tickets for people who are in Joburg, obviously, who want to go to the game but have not bought the tickets. So, yeah. Right, now let's read our comments from the people who are saying, Gladwin is saying, you are a technician, bro. I hope one team scouts you because you make sense. Thank you. I do teach for a living, so. And then Umandla is saying, I'm afraid of if Kaizer Chiefs missing chances. That is like the 2 conditions that I said. If Chiefs can stop the ball from going to Ripero and just score their chances, because I can bet, I almost said my house, but I don't have a house. I can bet my MacBook here that Chiefs will get at least 2 good chances, right? We will get 2 good chances. That is guaranteed. But what is not guaranteed is, are we going to convert those chances or not? Because if we don't convert those chances, then we will be left with our heads scratched very, yeah. Watengo saying, Olampilo, my brother. Ukledwin is saying, okay, Usenem is saying, Libero won't do anything under Blom in our midfield. Even Zwane know Blom very well. Oh, just that, by the way, Uripero, what makes him dangerous also is the fact that he, unlike Utemba Zwane, ne, this is not saying he's better than Temba Zwane, but what Temba Zwane usually did, even when he was pocketed by Ublom 2 seasons back, is the fact that Temba Zwane's starting position is central. Ribero's starting position, you will see even in the lineup, but we don't go according to lineups because those things change. But whenever he starts as a right winger. So usually he's supposed to be the responsibility of a left back. Ne? So the left back is like, yeah, I have Ribero here. And then Ribero just drops into midfield. Now the left back is left with a very difficult decision, because you follow Ribero, now Umrena is overlapping behind you. So now you have to kind of stop and focus on this one. And when you are focusing on this one, the ball is played to this one. Now this one receives the ball on his own, and he can now create difficult things that you cannot deal with. So we will need our double pivots to really assign their roles properly. We need them to say, you know what, on the left, Blom, you are just helping cross because that's where Ribero is. Shut him up. On the right, Wena, Samgelo, because it's likely going to be Samgelo, but to be honest, it could be just Mart because they trust him more defensively. So it could be Mart, and they will say, Mart, we're trusting you to go help Frosla. And then they will say, in midfield, now we want Shabala to drop as well and close that space. Because it's either they do that, or the second thing is making sure that whoever is playing as a left winger, which is Usirino, tracks Umrena, so that in that way, Ukross can then go man-to-man with Ribeiro, and then Usirino can be tracking Umrena. Same thing on the right-hand side. Uduba can be tracking whoever, Utiwani, and then that makes Frosla available to then track Ikram Reyners. So in that way, we are man-to-man with each and every one of them, and then I'm a double pivot, which is Samgelo Zwane, no Blom or Blom no Mart, depending on who the coach chooses. Then they are there to just clean up the mess if there's something that does not happen well. So I do think that would be very interesting. Our V-Squad Lapagu TikTok is saying he's better than Tempa Zwane. Don't lie to people. Angazi noma uyangibuza noma uyasho. uSylvester is saying Amakhosi, we just need Ranga to be clinical. Tactically, I trust Nabi and Co. We can contain Sundowns. True, and we did contain them, and we scored, right? So that's just another thing. Auluvo is saying, I think in the first half we need two defensive midfielders that are physical, fit like Zwane and Mart. But if you're saying Mart, yeah. Angazi ngizoyeka le ka Mart, ngizoyeka. And then Ukamonana is saying Sereno must be on the second half today. Ushimora is saying, are you going to attend the game today? Yes, I will attend the game today. Usech is saying, if they're starting Umvala, Mfundo must be direct and drive at him. That is true. And then Ukono Isabel Ushalulila, Uposman. I'm not afraid of Rivero. I'm only afraid of Shalulile. Ushalulile, guys, has not been on good form for like a long time. So if you have to be scared of anyone, I've watched more Sundowns games than Chiefs games this season. Well, the reason for that is because Sundowns has played more games. They've played in cup competitions. They've also played, their other preseason games are also shown. So I've watched a lot of Sundowns games, and I see Uguti, the person who makes them tick is Uripero. It's not just the numbers, because some people are basing this on the numbers that they see them putting up. But I also see the things that he does, the movement of the ball. And the fact that that guy is just able to always find himself in free space, that is not good at all for someone who's trying to mark him. So that is what makes that guy very dangerous, Ribeiro. Now, we're going to also talk about Chiefs, because obviously this is a live stream about Chiefs. But I just wanted to assess the game from Sundowns' perspective before we look at Chiefs. But I also want to read your comments because, well, it is a live stream and I'm supposed to be reading my comments. And Webantu Bagu YouTube, can you please like the video, because we played we're going to also talk about Chiefs, because obviously, yeah. I'm trying to check because ngiyabona ama views maningi, guys, but ama likes mancane. So can we do the liking there over there on YouTube? Funny enough, YouTube is the only place where I ask for likes. TikTok, you guys are rocking there by your likes. Double tap the screen. I love that. Love it for the Facebook, Twitter, nenze njalo nani. Let me come back again and read ama comments. Uze Tulele lapha ku Facebook is saying Nkosi ngiphile Ngcobo second half. uDion is saying okwami ngifuna iqembu lami liphumelele. You are a simple man. You're like, nah, angifuni izinto eziningi. And then Offense is saying, I really want to see Mashiane play, but doesn't have minutes on his leg, but he's good technically and has a good pass and goals in him. We saw the assist he almost gave with a quality cross to Duba, which he missed. Yeah, that Damchita Bafetu Unswempo. Yabo happy. He's that player. He's that player who you know what you're getting. The problem is you also know what you are not getting. You are not getting consistency. And in a game like this, consistency is very important, because you don't just need to be consistent in games ukuthi we know ukuthi when you show up in a game you're going to play 3 or 5 crosses. You're not just needing to be consistent going forward, you also need to be consistent going back, and that is a problem for him. And the fact that Nabi is starting to trust him is good, but can you really trust him to Marco Ribeiro? But I get you, Ngempela. He doesn't have minutes in his legs. Ubanovuyo is saying Ribeiro without Matthews and Zwane is not a stress. Darlington is saying I am Pilo and Coast Nation will be meeting you at the stadium. We'll be meeting you at the game. Let's support the boys who are winning, rain or sunshine. Uletabo is saying I hate Ranga. He must start scoring. Aibo guys. Aibo didazongenza ngibe banned kulama platforms. Ujafte is saying Unelson first is saying I just love listening to you every day. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Jafta is saying I think we should start Ranga then Ashley come in after they are tired. That's not a bad plan at all. Start them with physicality and then when they are ready for physicality like bam, skitch him. Utenza is saying Mpilo, I don't think Martin Blom will play as a double 8 like Makesi, and also Cross and Frosler won't attack more like last week. Yeah, obviously we'll be sitting more in this game, but the double 6 is still gonna be there. We're still gonna have 2 double pivots there. We're still gonna have 2 people sitting, because that's just one of the things about the system Nabi. Whether we're going forward or defending, he prefers and wants them to be there, both of them, in that way, because it just always gives you some sort of security in a way, because one can go that way, the other can go this way. One can assist the right back, one can assist the left back, and also in midfield you need to have overloads. So if you have those 2 sitting when we are building up from the back, you have those 2 coming in to support the ball, and then you have Usireno dropping into midfield. Now you have 4 players, but Sundowns plays the same system, so the most likely thing that you are going to see is that Chiefs will be playing long balls as well, because Sundowns will be trying to make sure that we're not playing out from the back. And I think while I'm here, one thing I said was the fact that one thing that the Chiefs needs more than anything today is to just also fix the communication there at the back. Untwari needs to communicate better with his defense. His defense needs to communicate better among themselves. Like, that is one thing that I would not like to see happen at the back, for our defense to end up conceding silly, stupid goals because someone did not communicate to who should mark this player and who should mark that player, and then we end up just not doing the things. Unsako is saying Padrang and Mart, they must bench them. Cheda Remuchispo is saying okay. Na angifuna ukufunda lama comments anenzondo phakathi, because you'll get me banned on TikTok because they don't like that. Ujoni Moses is saying midfield is too weak, of course. See, Moses is saying Chiefs beat Sundowns and losses. Last game's Chiefs were just needed to convert those chances to win. Useluleko is saying like the video ngishilo nje noma kumele ngibe iscorer nje ngoplate. Uthandeka is saying I don't want to be harsh on Mart also a lot, but what I have noticed is that he played with average players for a long time. Nabi should start him on the bench for now until he gains his form coming on as a sub. That is true. And Thandeka, one other thing I was saying is the fact that one thing about the Chiefs is the fact that in abalandeli abaning, we have a lot of fans, like of course, but the more a player is kept in and we can all see that he's not performing, we turn on him, right? I'm saying we because we're talking about the fan base, right? And when that happens, whatever the player does, no one is gonna see it. But if Umar goes to the bench and he comes in games and he makes important tackles for 15 minutes, the replays, all of a sudden we're going to warm up to him again. But if you keep on just playing him over and over and over and over, people are going to get tired. In fact, people are tired as we speak. How Kopeled is saying, we all know Sundowns is coming with their own referee. Diyakuhlekisa lapha ku Facebook. Usinako is saying ayabona ke manje ngizowabhala kahle ama-paragraph ami ku-Facebook. Facebook has no limit and ngiyabona vele most comments are coming from Facebook. Kumele ngiphume konje. TikTok, unfortunately, ama-comments do not go straight to the streaming app. Mele ngiye ku-TikTok awuthi ngifunde. Umabulu is asking, guys, any transport available from Atteridgeville? Anyone from Atteridgeville? Kunomuntu Umabilu sir on TikTok is asking if there's any transport. So if you're from Atteridgeville, yeah, let's see. Fitness week with Kida is saying we need to shut Ribeiro, then we should be good. That is true. Uta Andy is saying you close him off, they still Neo Maema. Yeah, but as I said, the big problem here is not about just making sure that when he gets the ball, he doesn't do what he wants to do with the ball. But we stop him before he gets the ball. Whoever there is, we make sure that we stop them before they have the ball. I wonder if Nabi is going to be bold. It's a risky thing. I've seen that certain positional teams that play positional football, they struggle with teams that do man marking. If you've noticed that. Obviously, against Sundowns is much more riskier because if you do that to Ribeiro, you are cooked. But if we are specific with how we want to press Sundowns, or not specific, intentional about how we are pressing them, and make sure that, for example, yeah, I should use a tactical but amanje silent. For example, if Umtu is pressing Umvala, for example, he's not pressing Umvala in a direct line, but he makes a curved run around so that he presses Umvala, but at the same time he prevents Umvala from passing the ball to whoever is on the right of Umvala. I think you know this thing that I'm talking about. You are shadow blocking a player, so you are marking one player who's here in front of you, but you are also making sure that they are not passing the ball there. So that is also another way of being effective in our press, that we don't just go, press him, but we are strategic. And we've seen this. I think when I was showing the analysis of that game we played against Sundowns, that's exactly what was happening. Chiefs were pressing smart and they were not just being idiots. So I think if we continue doing that, we will be able to prevent or close our passing lanes, but at the same time, not leaving spaces open for Sundowns to exploit, because if they are forced to go long, well, then we have Umiguel no Inasu up front, which is exactly to Umiguel no Inasu up front. We have Utot no Miguel at the back, and on top of that, Cross is quite comfortable when it comes to heading the ball. Now, keeper must also chip in, because if the ball is played over the defense, must be comfortable enough to come out of the box and do the things that need to be done. Right. Okay. Kaizer Chiefs updates is saying Atteridgeville has Kaizer Chiefs branch there, so they do organize transport. Cause lapho ku TikTok, yeah, you hear what they're saying. Akune Atteridgeville branch. Angazi, because sometimes amabhasi asuke egcwele, so I do not know. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, try find ama branch, because ukon Atteridgeville branch. I think ukona nase, I've seen their group as well. So yeah, now. I want to see ukuthi abantu. I will ask the question and I will be. Can I click on the people's names here? I cannot, because I'm about to do that giveaway, but it must be a person. Oh man, nansi comment comes out saying Mpilo ngikwi fasting and I'm praying ukuthi sidlule kule game, angidlile mfethu. Hi guys, insofa bulawa yiChiefs inini yeah, so I want to give away tickets to the game, and since I'm doing this stream on 3 different platforms, I'm doing this stream on 3 different, not 3, I'm doing it on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and TikTok. And all my social media platforms are Cocination Fan TV. So I'm going to say the first 2 people who will follow me on Instagram right now after this video ends, and they're in Joburg, I will send them those tickets to go to the stadium. That's the simplest thing I can do, because if I ask you to answer the question here, then I cannot get what's this thing? I cannot be fair, because kunabantu abasenda ku Facebook, kunabantu abasenda ku YouTube. So ngithi enzokwenza, just go to my Instagram at Cocination Fan TV and follow me there. And also, even if you don't follow me, or you don't follow me on Instagram and you want to follow me because you can't go to the game, go follow me there. That's the only thing, that's the smallest account I have on Instagram. So after this live stream, go follow me there. And the first two people, if you are going to the game, go follow me and then inbox me saying tickets, right? So yeah, if you are the first person and you want 2 tickets, you'll get both of those tickets. But if you just want 1 ticket, then I will send you that 1 ticket, and the second ticket will be to the second person. I hope I'm clear with that. Personally, when we're finalizing the whole thing about the game, I think that Chiefs definitely has a chance of winning. Usejo Sbuda is saying, I followed you. Nonati. So there's 2 people already. Let me take pictures of these so that I can send you the tickets. Let me take pictures. There, so that I don't forget the name. So yeah, we have our winners. Junior and Usejo. So I'm going to check them. So Unati the junior is saying yeah. I also on Instagram. Are you going to the game, because I don't want to give you tickets only to find Uguti you are not going. So please just let me know about that, and then I can just send you guys tickets there as well. So just final thoughts on this before I see people after the game. By the way, please, today I'm not taking the videos of people virtually because I'll be at the stadium. So if you're at the stadium, behind the main stand, that's where we will be doing interviews. Like the main stand corner, by the gates, that's where we will be. And yeah, I think it's gate 10 if I'm not mistaken. If not, yeah, behind the main stand, that's all I can say. Like the main stand, this side. As FNP, you know the main stand, because there's a main stand and then there's the other one on the other side. Yeah, so the grandstand, that's where I will be. And then after the game, we'll be out there. So, yeah. Ustembis is saying, after 6, you are not going to talk with Sundowns supporters. I'm not going to talk to Sundowns supporters. Why would I talk to Sundowns supporters? Yeah, guys, I think Chiefs has a chance, as I said, and this game will be... It could go 2 ways. It could go very tight, because Sundowns are trying to not leave spaces at the back, but it could also be a very end-to-end game. And I think Manqoba is too arrogant. I'm saying this in a good way, for him to change his game plan for Chiefs. I think he would want to destroy Chiefs and make a statement which would leave him open at the back, which means this game, if Chiefs wins this game, it will be won by a goal of more than 1. So it's either we win the game 2-1, 3-2, but I see a very, very thrilling game. I don't see one team just dominating and winning by a huge margin. I think it's going to be 1 goal margin, but we'll have a lot of chances. So go follow me on Instagram, please. Just Instagram. Forget the other things. Everyone, after this, all 297 of you who are watching, let's go to Instagram, follow, share, and then, yeah. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time after the game, remember, equals.